Hi, I'd just like to take a couple of minutes of your time. As an independent, I want to represent Torfaen constituency. I'm not affiliated with any political parties, I'm not affected by the party whip. I'm here to represent the people and the views of the people. Over the past few weeks there's been much talk about independents not having a national agenda and national policies. Well, I would encourage anybody to download my manifesto, because in that it's broken down into local issues and national issues. Over the next couple of minutes I'd just like to raise your awareness about two key policy areas that concern me. One is national insurance and pensions and our old age, and it's creeping up on us all. I've paid national insurance contributions all my working life, and I've worked virtually all my working life. In that time, the government have taken many thousands of pounds out from me in national insurance contributions, and probably from yourself. Suddenly, we're told by the key parties, the Conservatives and Labour, that there isn't enough money in the pot for our old age, and that we've either got to pay a death tax with the Labour Party or an insurance policy with the Conservative Party. The future will only tell us what the Liberals have in mind. My view on this is, if I've paid national insurance all my working life, why should I have to then take out an insurance policy or pay a tax on my retirement? It's not my fault that previous governments, and possibly the future government, don't have the ability to manage my money very well. I have an alternative. I have an alternative proposal, and it's very simple. I don't want to pay a death tax, and I don't want to buy insurance. And I'm sure that I speak for a good 99% of the British population. What I would like to see is that our national insurance contributions are better managed, with perhaps more cost-effective administration. What I'd like to do is have the opportunity to perhaps pay a little more national insurance. Perhaps we should be able to have an option A and option B. Option B allows you to have certain extra benefits if you pay a slightly higher percentage national insurance contribution for that. But it should be ring-fenced, dedicated to your retirement. What is the point in investing millions and millions of pounds reinventing the wheel for a death tax or an insurance policy when we actually have an existing insurance policy that has worked for generations? The only reason that there isn't enough in the pot is because we're living longer and the monies that are paid in are poorly administered. So, my alternative is this. Let's manage our monies better. Let's perhaps have an option where a contributor could pay a slightly higher contribution if they want to. That would entitle them to slightly additional benefits on retirement. Let's not waste our money reinventing the wheel, only to discover in 10, 15, 20 years' time that the system's actually flawed and didn't work anyway, and we have to go back to national insurance. So, I'm a realist, and I believe in trying to get the best value for the pound. I'm self-employed, and being self-employed, I have to make every penny count. And that's what the governments need to do, make every penny count. So, moving on to my second point. As we all get older, we all start to think about our retirement and our pension, and do we have enough? And I have a number of small pensions here, occupational pension from the coal board when I was a coal miner, and a bit here and a bit there, but it actually doesn't come to anything to keep me in some kind of lifestyle. What I would be wanting to do if you elect me is to actually lobby and campaign to bring the British retirement pension in line with our European partners. Our European partners, their pensions are far higher than our own. The pension that a retired couple's pension now is a meagre basic cost of living. It doesn't keep people, and the economies have suffered. The economy has suffered, and pension schemes have suffered. So ultimately, we're all going to end up worse off later on. I would be wanting to fight and campaign for improved pensions for our retirement, to bring the elderly of Britain in line with our European partners, and I would make that an absolute priority from day one. And that will be one of my key priorities. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening to me.